Welcome back to the Warehouse Podcast. My name is Jesse, and we are going to jump right into the episode today. I am going to sort of be recapping the Orioles versus Boston Red Sox series. The Orioles did win their home opener on opening day, or their home opening day. But unfortunately, we're not able to win either of the two remaining games after that and dropped two out of three to the Boston Red Sox. One of my least favorite teams in Major League Baseball to lose to, if not my least favorite outright. So I'm going to start by getting into some of these games in a second here, talking about a bit about what happened, what didn't happen, and yeah, sort of talking about what some of the issues were over the past few days that led to this overall negative result. With the two out of three series loss, the Orioles do drop for the first time on the season below 500 now with a record of 3-4. Not ideal and not a great way for the Orioles to start. They had got the opening day win against the Blue Jays, ended up splitting the series 2-2, came back home for the home opener and dropped two out of three for the series. So, the first game the Orioles lost 8-5. I'm sorry, the first game the Orioles won 8-5. Then they dropped the middle game 3-0, and then they dropped the finale earlier today 8-4. So I'll kind of be going through a bit of these games. Now, Tyler, during the last episode, did leave us off with a bit of a question, which has been a little bit answered by this initial series. And the question, sort of that the Toronto series left us off with, was who is going to lead off for the Baltimore Orioles, because Colton Cowser went down with an injury, as Tyler referenced. He's going to be out for a few weeks. And basically, we got a little bit of an answer to that question. And it was somewhat what Tyler predicted. Um, the first thing was that the Orioles in the first two games in the series faced lefties, Sean Newcomb, followed by Garrett Crochet. I will definitely be talking about Crochet in a few minutes here. But and when the Red Sox threw a lefty to be the starting pitcher against the O's, the Orioles led off naturally with a righty with Jordan Westberg. And then in the final game, it was Tanner Houck that started for the Red Sox. And it turned out that the Orioles countered with, as Tyler predicted, Cedric Mullins leading off in the leadoff spot for the Orioles. So when Colton Cowser went down, I really, uh, I feel like Tyler did go fairly easy on him in the sense that he did not really dwell on the play. He did mention that he didn't end up making it. He wasn't safe, and then he got injured. It really is not smart baseball on Colton Cowser's uh, part, I would say. For one, sliding into first base risks serious injury, as we've seen. And it also, it's been proven that it does not get you to the base any faster. It, in fact, slows you down. So, most baseball players who play baseball in high school are taught never to slide into first base. And despite it looking good and appearing like a baseball player cares and they're committed to doing every single thing they can, they're willing to slide into first base. They're willing to get their jersey dirty, etc. It's just a bad play overall. And yeah, most high school baseball players, I believe, are aware that they should not be sliding into first base. Of course, whenever people slide into first base, I guess on a very rare occasion, people have slid feet first into first base. But overall, you slide head first into first base, and yeah, you're at serious risk of getting your fingers stepped on, your hands stepped on, etc., or jamming your fingers into the bag, which, granted, that can happen when people slide headfirst into second base, but there's at least more justification for doing that going into second, given that you're actually trying to avoid a tag, etc., which does not apply to first base. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate to see. I guess optically, it looks like Cowser cares and is committed. But it's a little bit of an illusion. And well, not saying he doesn't care, but uh, if you're inferring that he cares from that play in particular, because he's willing to slide into first base where you might think other people are not, it is just I really think that if I was a major league manager, which I won't be, and I'm not going to be, and I understand that these are, sort of guys, they are making more money than the manager is. Well, probably not in the case of Cowser, because he's so young, but many of the players on the team are making more money than the manager is. There's sort of this weird dynamic in sports sometimes where a star athlete, which in this case, Cowser is kind of a star, or an up and coming star for the Orioles potentially, could have more leverage in a situation than a manager. And not more, I mean, leverage might be a little bit of the wrong word, but sort of there's a power dynamic there that Brandon Hyde has to sort of consider when he's managing his baseball players. But with that said, I would make it, I feel like if I was a major league manager, I would make it very, very clear to all the players that sliding into first base head first is not acceptable, that it will get you benched if you decide to make the decision to slide into first base. Um, Much in the same way Bryce Harper got benched for not running out a ground ball, much in the way many players have gotten benched. Gleyber Torres got benched for not running out what he thought was a home run. I think that was last year. And it turned out to be a long, long single because he wasn't hustling and he was sort of cruising around the bases. So there are plenty of justifications for why major league managers can bench guys. And I really do think that sliding into first base is one of them. And it should just be made clear that this is something that you don't do. The only possible exception to that I could potentially see is somebody sliding into first base might make a little bit of sense if it's an errant throw. The first baseman is jumping up into the air trying to catch the ball and is relying upon tagging and sort of swiping at the runner while they are going to first base. In that situation, of course, some of the injury concerns still apply, so maybe it's not worth it. Um, but in a situation like that, there is some justification for sliding into first, but that's sort of a niche example. It's not the most common example why players slide into first base. And it's, I think, more just sort of stupidity and potentially adrenaline. And, I just think, yeah, it sort of jeopardized the Orioles a little bit. The Orioles, to some degree, are going to be hurt without Cowser in the leadoff spot in the outfield. I'll talk about him a little bit in a second. We've seen Dylan Carlson so far try to take an outfield spot. And he is not, even though Cowser was not playing great during his short time in the first series. Dylan Carlson has not been an upgrade by any stretch. So, um, We'll get into talking about that in a little bit, but I guess that's just sort of I know this is more of a topic regarding the first series, but it is just a little bit of a lingering frustration, I guess, that I had, and I didn't have I didn't do the last series recap, so I didn't get to speak my thoughts exactly on Cowser, but yeah, so that's sort of just been a little bit hanging over my head. So kind of got that out. But in terms of how the Orioles are moving forward afterwards, yeah, basically, so it seems as if, and it wouldn't surprise me if Hyde sort of stayed consistent with that sort of combination of Westberg and Mullins leading off. I think it makes a lot of sense. Um, I mean, Westberg is one of our better hitters. It makes sense to have him leading off for a variety of reasons. He's been hitting well so far this year with an OPS over 1100. So yeah, let's keep him in the one spot when there's a lefty on the mound. I think that's a good place for him. Um, and then, yeah, when we have a lefty, Mullins is also hitting well so far. So, yeah, just have him hit there. And as Tyler noted, he does have experience with it. So, all right. So, yeah, we can sort of get a little bit more into the specifics here, break down a bit of each of the particular games. In the first game, the Orioles bullpen sort of did a great job and sort of stabilized stuff for the Orioles. Povich wasn't able to make it through five, pitched four and a third, allowed 3 runs. Not a great start for him, but he was benefited by some offensive support. The Orioles scored 4 runs in the very first inning. Uh, Povich gave a few of them back gradually over the second and third inning. And Sir Anthony Dominguez, because Povich couldn't make it through five, Sir Anthony Dominguez ended up getting the win. Yeah, the bullpen did well. Notable exception being Felix Bautista, who's still, I think, trying to feel some things out and find his way back into sort of the swing of things. He came into a game that was not a save situation. He came in when the Orioles were winning 8-3. I think Hyde sort of left him out there and sort of wanted to ease him back into his trying to find his regular form. So give him some low pressure situations. And he did end up giving up 2 runs. But overall, it was a solid win for the Orioles. The offense came through. Tyler O'Neill notably went 4 for 4. Ryan Mountcastle went 2 for 3. Nobody hit a home run in the game for the Orioles, but it was, sort of a collection of. It was really a team effort. I mean, the Orioles combined for 15 total hits. O'Neill had 4 of them, but a few other guys had 2. And just there were a couple guys in the starting lineup who did not have a hit, just Ramon Laureano. And that's it, actually. He was the only one. So Mateo, who came in to pinch run, he scored a run. And Dylan Carlson went 0 for 1, but also scored a run. So, in any case, yeah, basically, it was a solid win. Would have been nice to have gotten a little more length out of the starting rotation already. The Orioles have been going to the pen a fair amount, other than for the most part, other than Zach Eflin's start in game 2, which I'll talk about here. But offensively, it was exciting for the Orioles to have their home opener, put up 8 runs. Hopefully, we're feeling good in that situation, scoring 8 runs. And the Orioles sort of continued. I think Oriole fans, especially of my generation, have noticed that the Orioles are pretty good on opening day. Now we did have a few years here in a row where from 2019 to 2021, where the O's lost all their home openers. But following that, the Orioles won three in a row. And before that skid of losing three, the O's won three in a row, lost one the year before that, and won four in a row the 4 years prior. So, you know, even going back before that, uh, the Orioles have had success on opening day. All the way from 2001 to 2007, the Orioles won all those opening days. So the Orioles, even on years where we win 40 games, 50 games, more or less, you can count on the O's to win their home opener. So that's nice. And it actually I mean, I'm kind of joking about it because you know the one game in the context of 81 home games. But it actually is nice because the fans have been waiting for a while for the team to return. We're waiting all off season for baseball to come back. Most of the time, most O's fans don't get a chance to go to spring training down in Florida. So um, it is nice to win on opening day, and the Orioles can have done a pretty good job of doing that overall in the past few years. And definitely in my generation growing up, we always associated, we could count on that one win more or less most of the time throughout the regular season. So after that, we go right into game two, where all the excitement and all the energy just sort of fell off a bit of a cliff for us, when the Orioles had to face Garrett Crochet, who the Orioles, there were rumors at one point about the Orioles trading for. I don't know how close those things were actually, I don't know how close that was realistically, how realistically close that was to happening. Let me put it like that. But there were rumors about the Orioles and Garrett Crochet and the Orioles trading for Crochet. And yesterday's performance, you could see why any team really would have been interested. He pitched eight shutout innings. He walked one. He gave up four hits, which are the four hits the Orioles had total on the entire day. He had eight strikeouts. So a really, really dominant performance. The Orioles just got nothing. Aroldis Chapman came in to close the game. He pitched one inning. He ended up walking one guy, but that was about it. And Orioles didn't generate almost anything offensively. The only hits in the game came from Laureano, Mountcastle, Urias, and Westberg. So yeah, just sort of not an exciting. I can't even say it's not exciting, and it's not even that disappointing, especially this early in the season. The Orioles are still, all the hitters in baseball are still trying to get everything down, get the mechanics of their swings down, trying to get down their timing is probably the most important component of it, trying to get their timing down. And so it's not that disappointing that a great pitcher in Garrett Crochet, let alone a lefty pitcher in Crochet, really dominated and shut down the Orioles offensively. The big shame about it is that we did waste Zach Eflin's effort. He threw six solid innings, gave up three earned. So threw a quality start for us. And on most days, that would be sufficient for the Orioles to be competitive, given our offensive dynamics, and our offense in general. But that day it wasn't, and the Orioles really suffered offensively. So the Zach Eflin start sort of, uh, in the grand scheme of things, sort of gets a little bit erased, unfortunately, and he takes a loss. It's not unfathomable that you take a loss after giving up three over six. But most of the time, that's probably not going to happen, and the offense doesn't want that to happen most of the time. But it's definitely not the same as giving up one over eight and taking a loss. So. One of the unfortunate things in this series from an Orioles perspective, Rafi Devers, who had come into this game hitless, there have been a lot made about his offensive struggles, mainly not getting a single hit. He did end up going 2 for 4 in this game. He had an RBI, and he ended up having a double as well. The Red Sox offense didn't do a whole lot either, and the bullpen once again for the O's was solid. CNL Perez, Gregory Soto, and Baker all did well for the O's. So you know, uh, good on behalf of the bullpen and basically the entire pitching staff. It was just the offense couldn't get anything going against Crochet. It happens, and that's what led to the that middle game loss. And then in the final game, the Orioles threw Charlie Morton, our number two starting pitcher in this rotation. He struggled once again, similar to his first outing, where he also struggled. He took the loss on the day. He threw 5 innings, gave up 5 earned, and didn't look very sharp. He had a couple good curveballs throughout the game, but got way too much of the plate, too much of the time. He gave up a home run to Alex Bregman in the very first inning. Just caught way too much of the plate, and especially with Morton's velocity and given the fact that he throws curveballs so frequently, he is not the kind of pitcher that can hang a curveball and not expect it to get punished. Um, yeah, overall in the day, he did not do well. The Red Sox offense really had a field day out there. Bregman, you know, had a big game, 3 for 5, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. As I mentioned, he had the home run. He also had a double later in the game. Two doubles actually. Yeah, two doubles. And yeah, so notably, there were other important or beneficial components of the Red Sox offense. Tristan Casas, also who had been struggling as well, also hit a 2-run home run for the Red Sox as well. So yeah, and Campbell also had who I think the league is starting to learn potentially a little bit more about. But he is also had a big home run in the game as well, and off Charlie Morton. And yeah, so the Red Sox, it was sort of a collective effort as well. I mean, they had a couple standout offensive performances. Jaron Duran, their leadoff hitter, didn't even get a hit. He's, of course, one of their very, very talented hitters. And this Red Sox lineup can look a little bit scary, especially on paper. If you think about Trevor Story, he could be a big a big offensive contributor this year. Jaron Duran, Rafi Devers, Alex Bregman. It's sort of we'll see what Bregman does offensively this year. But he definitely uh, historically has been a very, very good hitter. He has had some down years recently, but I think most people think that he's definitely a capable hitter. And could definitely have sort of a resurgence, especially playing in Fenway for half the games this year. I think he'll probably do nicely there overall. As I mentioned, Cedric Mullins led off the game for the O's against the righty Tanner Houck. And basically he had a good game offensively, continuing sort of the good stretch he's had. He went 1 for 3. He scored 2 runs, had a walk, and RBI. So definitely a good game for him. He hit the home run that sort of wrapped around the foul pole in right field. So yeah, really encouraging to see that from him. It was really actually a really nice swing. And it's sort of hard to sort of hit the ball where he hit the ball from, and then also to like keep it fair. So impressive game on his part. Yeah, and sort of, I mean, there were bits and pieces of the offense here. I mean, the Orioles did have 8 hits over the course of the day, which isn't bad. But if the other team is scoring 8 runs, 8 hits is probably not going to get the job done. Yes, most guys in the lineup got a hit. Tyler O'Neill did go 0 for 4. Heston Kjerstad got a nice hit today. Jackson Holliday got a hit. Sort of, it was in the last inning, and the game was sort of out of reach at that point, but he did get a hit, scored a run. Yeah, I mean, there were a few other things that happened offensively that were sort of nice to see. Urias went 2 for 4, etc. Um, I sort of mentioned that I was going to come back to this. Dylan Carlson was in the lineup for the O's today. So he did pinch hit in the first game of the series. He did pinch hit for Ramon Laureano. He didn't play in the second game, but in the third game, he did play. He started in left field for the Orioles. And yeah, he went 0 for 3. He did have an RBI, but he had 3 strikeouts as well. So yeah, just sort of I mean, this is kind of unfortunate because I think, at least in the short term, Dylan Carlson will be in the lineup for the most part when there is a righty on the mound, unless he just proves to be totally ineffective offensively. I think he will be there, and he's going to be the 9 hitter. So without Cowser, the lineup is just a lot shorter. If you can put Mullins down at 6 or 7 and have Cowser lead off, of course Mullins is doing really well, and he works in the leadoff spot right now against right-handed pitchers. But yeah, without Cowser, the bottom of the lineup looks a lot less effective. Holiday, who could be a 9 hitter, is now like in this final game, hit 7 for us, etc. So, we'll sort of see, I guess, how things play out and how things continue. Yeah, but Dylan Carlson, so far, uh, he's 0 for 4 to start. He was 0 for 3 in the game earlier today. As I mentioned, the 0 for 1 when he pinch hit the other day. So we'll see. And, not to say Dylan Carlson is horrible and, the worst player ever or anything like that. It's only been 4 at bats. But with that said, I think it is fair to say there's not really, if we're thinking about the lineups with Carlson in the mix instead of Cowser, I think, we're now thinking about a significantly worse lineup, defensive alignment, with him. So it definitely, I think, makes things tough for the Orioles in the short term going forward. So, not saying that this will have, I mean, of course it could, anything could. Not saying it'll have, this will be why the Orioles don't make the playoffs, but it's not gonna, it's in the short term, the Orioles might have some difficulty trying to navigate the outfield alignment without Cowser there, without the benefit of Cowser. So the Orioles are set to go on a 6 game road trip, six in a row they got coming up. So they play the Royals. They are off to Kansas City for three, Friday through Sunday, and then no time off, straight from Kansas City to Arizona, where they're going to play the D-backs for three in a row. And then after that, then they'll come back home for a long stretch against the Blue Jays, the Guardians, and the Reds. So, yeah, as things start to emerge a bit more, I mean, there were some things that came away from this series. Of course, the absence of Kauser. We can look at sort of just thinking a bit about Charlie Morton, his second not great start in a row. Yeah, he has an ERA above 9. He's given up more runs than innings pitched in each of his outings so far. So, granted, it's only been two. But yeah, I mean, those are sort of like the takeaways. The As we sort of suspected, I think there's room definitely for the starting pitching to sort of grow. I don't know how much it can grow with this starting rotation. But it definitely seems like there's a potential for it to be a challenge for us going forward with Povich not making it through five in his first outing. Um, and then, of course, we're going to get the solid start from Eflin, but then we're back to Charlie Morton. And yeah, it's not really a sustainable starting rotation to keep the offense competitive. So, in any case, that'll wrap things up for here. Or wrap things up for now, I guess. Or I will pause things here. Pause the Orioles conversation moving forward. Anyway, thanks a lot for listening. Yeah, if you want to follow the show, feel free to subscribe and follow the show on all platforms. We have a YouTube channel, so feel free to check us out on YouTube. If you have any thoughts, feel free to comment. We try to respond. Um, yeah, as I said, well, as I referenced with the listening platforms, if you subscribe, if you follow, give us a 5-star rating and review. That would be great. Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on there. Like this video if you're watching on YouTube. And then I'm just trying to make sure I hit all the things. If you want to follow the show, follow us on Instagram or on Twitter at the Warehouse Pod. Uh, I guess I was gonna say Instagram, but I mean Twitter is the place where we're more active. But you can follow us anywhere. Yeah, and if you want to get in touch with the show, feel free to email us thewarehousepod@gmail.com. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for now. We will be doing the plan forward is to be continuing these sort of recaps, or season recaps. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll see you in September. No, yeah, continuing these series recaps, September, October. Yeah, we will continue these series recaps following following each series. Hello, losing my train of thought here a little bit. Yeah, so but yeah, we're planning to put these out after every series, so that's sort of the pace and the rhythm that you can expect to be seeing episodes being released. So yeah, anyway, follow the show, do all the things I just mentioned. Appreciate you all for listening. My name is Jesse. This has been the Warehouse Podcast, and go O's.